Hey you guys, Ashley here for Not2Shabby, and I'm sharing with you this really cute card today. I'll put my coupon code below for you guys, which is Crafty Girl, and you can use that to save 10% on your purchase. And I am showing you this super cute new stamp set. It's called Stinkin' Cute, and I use this really cute little skunk, and the flower I put there on her little head. It is just absolutely adorable. That's from the new Lawn Fawn release, which is now listed over in the shop as well. I'm also going to be using this stamp set. This is called Mom and Me, and I'm using the fox as well as the owl. And then this is a much older set, but I use this for the fire and the little marshmallows and the moon. It's called Love You Smore, and it's also by Lawn Fawn, and that is also where the sentiment came from. And then the last stamp set that I'm using is Happy Trails, and I use this for the trees. I didn't want to use those ones that were blacked out. I wanted to color the images, so I used those trees there. And then I also used some dies for this card. I used the Stitched Hillside Border die, and that's what I used for that background. And then for the whole outside of the card, I used this large stitch rectangle stackables die. I used the biggest one. And then I'm going to show you the paper that I used for the card. I used this pattern paper. It's by Lawn Fawn. It's Let's Poke It in the Meadow, and I used that for the green polka dots. And then I used this. It's the beachside pint-sized patterns, and I used that for that star background. So I'm just showing you up close, and now I'm going to get started with the coloring. So I did use Memento Tuxedo Rich Cocoa for that brown firewood log and also the little sticks. So I'm getting started with the Copic coloring. I'm using the Copic Color 100 there to color it in. And if you did watch the DT Not2Shabby hop on, I think it would have been yesterday that it was posted, I did already share this portion of the coloring video. So if you've seen this part, just skip through it a little bit and then you can see the rest of the process video. But if you haven't, I just wanted the whole video to be together. So I went in with some C4 there, and it wasn't as dark as the black Copic. So I'm actually showing a technique where you go tip to tip with the Copic, and that allows you to have a Copic color that's in between the both of them, because I didn't have a lot of dark colors, so this allowed me to have a really dark gray color, and as you can see, it blends really nicely, and it just adds that perfect Copic color that I am missing between the black 100 and the C4. So I'm just blending that out. And then I'm going to go in with C2 to give it a little bit of a lighter shade. And then I'm going in there with the colorless blender because I went out of the line just a tiny bit. Now I'm going to do the feet. I forgot the little feet. And then I'm going in with R10 for those cute little cheeks and the little ears. Now I'm going to make that little flower pink. I'm using RV6, RV4, and RV2. I really like this Copic color combo. And then I'm going to use Y13 for the middle there. Now I'm going to do the little moon, so I'm going to be using Y38 for the darker portion there. And then I'm going in with that Y13, and I'm going to blend that out. I love that color combo. It really just pops, I think. And then I go back in with the Y38 just to give it a little bit more darkness there. Now I'm going to color in those little hearts, and for this card I have a little black toasted marshmallow, and so those little hearts are kind of like the smoke that's coming off of that toasted charcoal marshmallow. So I'm going in with R27, YR4, Y38, and Y13 for the flames, and I do all three of these little portions. So again, I go in with the R27 and then there with the YR04. And I just think it looks cute with this kind of like ombre gradient going from the red to the yellow, like it's actually a flame on fire. And then I do that as well with this portion. And then those three pieces can layer up to make the fire look really three-dimensional. So now I'm going in with the Y38 and just getting that really well blended out. And now with the Y13. And then again with the Y13. Now I'm going to use my black Copic to color in that totally black charred marshmallow. That's what I do when I roast marshmallows. I just get way too excited and I totally burn it. So this had to be a toasted marshmallow and charcoal marshmallow card. So I use E55 and E53 to add a little bit of toasted color to the marshmallow. And I just had the toasted color where the flame will be like above it. So I'm just adding a little bit, and then I use my colorless blender to just kind of add some gradual color, like blending there so that it nicely goes into the white. So now I'm doing the little owl. I'm using YR04 for the beak, and then I'm going in with E59 for the darkest brown color, and I'm just adding it to the darkest portions. And then I'm going to go in with E57. And then I'm going to blend that out. And now I'm going in with E55. I love this color combo. It blends together like butter so nicely. And then for the little face part there, I'm going in with the E55. And then the E53. And then for that other little bits that are left, I'm coloring that in with the E53 as well. And I really like how that little owl came out. He's so cute. So I'm just showing you up close, and now I'm going to, I'm just using my colorless blender. I really had trouble with those few colors running. And now I'm going to color up that fox. So I'm using YR07 for the darkest portion. YR14. And then I'm going to go in with the lighter color Y38. And then I'm going to show it to you up close. If you're watching this and it's Friday, there is a blog or YouTube hop going on for Not2Shabby, and all the design team members and the owner, Jamie, are doing a hop, and we all have different cards where we're bringing our stamps to life using different mediums. So if you haven't participated in that, check back a few of my videos, and it should be the video right before this one. And you can go and leave comments and subscribe to all of the design team members, and you'll be entered into a giveaway. The owner, Jamie, when you are on her video, it will share what the prize will be. And if you do make a purchase from Not2Shabby shop between Thursday and Sunday, you'll be entered as well into another giveaway where you can win $25. So if you're watching this video between, I believe it is May 19th and which is the Thursday and the Sunday, you can use a different coupon code, which is CraftyGirl15, and you can save 15% on your order. I'm not sure when you'll be watching this, so if it's past Sunday, you'll have to use my other coupon code, CraftyGirl, but otherwise you can use the special weekend code for the Lawn Fawn release. So I'm just sharing with you guys the paper that I'm going to be using, which is that pint-sized beachside paper. I do cut it out using that large stitch rectangle, and I'm showing you there the stitching. And now I'm going to be cutting the same stitching out of that green polka dot using the same large stitch rectangle, and then using the hillside border die, I cut that so that it still has all of the stitching on it, and I'm just showing you there how it would cut. And I did already cut it out so you guys can see, and it still has that nice stitching there. And now I'm going to do the sentiment. So I'm going to use that Love You Smore stamp set and stamp out there, everything is s'more fun with you. So I'm using that embossing powder, the Tim Holtz Distress embossing ink, and I do use that static brush and my heat tool. So I get started here getting out the stamped sentiments, and I actually set them onto my card so I know where I want them to be placed. And because they all come separately, I want to have them set out so I know exactly where they're going to fit on my card. And to do that, I put the little moon on the card so I'll see where it's going to be positioned, and then I really know where the sentiment will fit in nicely. So I think that looks really good. Now what I do is I set my stamp block down, my acrylic block on top of those sentiment stamps, and pick it up so that it's exactly how I want it. So again, I'm setting on that moon using the Distress embossing ink, and I'm just stamping that out. And I love that sentiment. I think it's so cute because whoever the card is for, it's more fun with them because they're like burning the marshmallows is kind of what the idea that I had. So now I'm just going to tap off that excess there and put it back into the jar. So now I'm just going to use a little tiny paintbrush, and this is one trick that I use when I'm doing embossing. It is to use the tiny paintbrush to get all that little excess off of there. So I'm just getting all that little tiny bits off. And I think that looks good. I fuss with it a little bit. I always want it to just be perfect. So there is the sentiment, and now I'm going to use my heat gun and I'm going to heat that up. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually changing and it's melting the So now I'm going to put on all of my little pieces. So I've got the moon on there and I'm just adding on all the pieces of the fire. And I love that fire so much. It's so dimensional. And then I'm going to use my ATG gun to adhere all of those little pieces. And I don't know if you guys can hear, but it's raining quite hard outside. So I don't know if my voiceover is picking that up. It was actually snowing here yesterday, which is craziness. So I'm just adding on all those layers, and it just really does bring that fire to life. I just love Lawn Fawn stamps. They're seriously the cutest. And then I love this little skunk. I'm just tucking the skunk in behind the fire, and it's so perfect that it is facing towards the front of the card. So I'm just tucking that little cutie back there. And then I'm going to put that little stick there in her hand. So I want it to be kind of going upward so that it's making sense with the sentiment and I could have the hearts coming up. So now I'm adding the black marshmallow on there and we'll add glitter to it after. So now I'm going to put on these little trees. And then I'm going to put one on the other side so that it is even. This is always my favorite part, is cutting out the images and layering them up on the card and making the scene. Scene cards are my absolute favorite. So I'm putting this little flower on her ear there. I thought about putting a bow, but that flower came in that set, so it was just too perfect not to use. And then I'm going to have those little gray hearts. I want it to look kind of like smoke puffs coming from that little burnt marshmallow. And then I'm going to use that little fox there. And I'm just showing, I have some fussy cutting scissors here, and I'm showing I'm going to cut into the little arms because I want the arms to be dimensional and to actually hold that little stick. So as you can see, I'm like tucking it in. It looks like a little wand there, like Harry Potter or something. So I'm just adhering that little stick, and then I'm going to put it back in the little owl's arms. I just love any way to like add dimension, and I love sticking things in my stamps' hands. And if you cut into it like that, it just, I feel, makes it look so much cuter. So I'm also going to add on that little marshmallow there, and then I'm going to position the marshmallow so the brown portion is closest to the flame, so it looks like it's browning the little marshmallow. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the little fox. I'm going to cut the arms a lot more on this because I want both of the arms to be holding the stick. Unlike the owl just had one arm, but I want the fox to hold both arms. So I'm cutting in there, and then as I try to fit in the little stick, I end up cutting a little bit more just so that it will fit in there. And I just think it's so cute when their little arms hold things. So I'm just cutting a little bit deeper, and then it will fit better. So there we go. And again, it looks like a little wand. And then I'm going to add on the little marshmallow, so I'll turn it into a marshmallow roasting stick or a poker or whatever you call them. So then I'm just adhering him down. And then I'm adding on that little marshmallow, and I'm positioning it so that the brown toasted part will be over the flame. So I'm just holding that up so you guys can see. And now I'm going to use my black jelly pen. I love using my jelly pen to accent all of the eyes and the noses, so I'm going in with the black jelly pen. And Jamie does carry these in the shop as well. I'll link those below. So I'm just adding some eyes to the fox and its nose, and then for the skunk, I'm adding its nose and little fox eye, or the little skunk eyes. And that just gives it a little bit of gloss, and it just makes it more dimensional. And then I'm going to use my Wink of Stella, so I add some Wink of Stella to the moon, so it will be shiny. I add some Wink of Stella to those little heart puff clouds, or smoke clouds, and then also to the little marshmallow. I love my Wink of Stella pen. And then that cute little flower gets some sparkle and the flames. And the flames look so neat with the Wink of Stella. For whatever reason, it just does not ever show up on my videos, but it really does add so much to your card. So now I'm going to add some glitter to that marshmallow, and I'm going to be using the Quickie Glue pen. And Jamie, the owner, had shown in one of her videos when she was talking about the glue stick pen, is that you can use it to add glitter, and I just absolutely loved that idea. I hadn't even thought of that, so I am trying it out for the very first time in this video, and I cannot believe how well it worked. For someone who loves glitter as much as I do, I just could not believe that I had never saw this idea before, and so I'm going to be adding glitter on my cards a lot more. So I just color on there completely with it, and then I take some of this Doodlebug fine black glitter, and I just dump some on there, and I do put something below it just so that I can shake it onto there. So I'm just sprinkling some of the glitter on, and I cannot believe how well refined you can get the glitter on there. You could put it in some really nice tiny spots, and it didn't leave glitter all over the place. It really just stuck to what I needed it to. I loved it so much. So I'm just showing you guys, look how cute that is, and it totally looks like a little charcoaled marshmallow. So I'm holding it up so you guys can see. So that is my card, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do head over to the shop between Thursday and Sunday, you can use the coupon code CraftyGirl15 to save 15% off. Or if you head over after Sunday, then you can use the coupon code CraftyGirl to save 10%. I hope you have an awesome day. Bye, guys.